Hey class, Professor Race here. We're going to go through Google Analytics today, and I'm going to show you the importance of context. If I tell you a number, the number doesn't mean anything unless I have something to compare it to or some relative measure of comparison. So let's dive in. I'm going to show you 3 steps: how to do time comparisons, the importance of segments, and benchmarking. So if you come down here, these are the 5 modules that you know well. Real time shows you who's on the website right now. Audience shows you who is coming to the website. Acquisition shows how they got there. Behavior, what do they do? And then we have conversions that shows us how we're competing or going against our goals. Let's dive into audience right here, and let's click on our audience overview. When we look at this, we see that we have 12,650 users that came to the website. But is that good or is that bad? That's where the importance of context comes in. So the first thing I want to see is, let's come up here to the upper left-hand corner, and I'm going to change this one to last month. Change this to last month and hit apply. And as you can see, our numbers update. We had 55,000 people who came to the website last month. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to click here and I'm going to compare that to the previous period. So the previous period will be shown in orange, and then my current period that I'm under analysis will be shown in blue. And when I hit apply, we see that when we brought 55,000 people to the website, that's a 13% decrease from the last period. So actually that is not good. That is just one of the types of context that you can have by adding in a time value comparison. All right, I'm going to go up here now and let's look at this. I'm going to deactivate my compare to, and then let's look at this for data for the whole entire year in 2019. My data refreshes. I'm going to come down here to demographics and I'm going to click on overview. Now, I can see based off of the users that came to the website, this gives us a histogram here that breaks down the age demographics. So I'm having people that come from each age demographic, 18 to 24, 35 to 44, and then I have a pie chart here that shows the portion of males and females. But all this is calculated based off of all the users that come to the website. When we talk about comparing things, all users is never the type of segment that you want to look at, because no business is trying to sell to everybody. If you're trying to sell to everybody, then nobody is going to get reached. In order to hyper focus, that's where we use segments. So I'm going to come up here, add a segment, and we have the built-in segments here that you see. I'm just going to click on right here, made a purchase. So I just want to look at that traffic that was coming to this website that actually made a purchase, and I'm going to hit apply. When I hit apply, you see that even though a lot of age demographics are coming to the website, when it comes to purchases in 2019, the only demographic that made purchase are those people between 25 and 34. Segments allow us to dive deeper into the data, and it really helps us understand how to target better, because these are 2 totally different narratives. A wider breakdown histogram, but when we layer on a segment, we see that 25 to 34 are the people who are purchasing on this website, and that's going to help our marketing initiatives. So I'm going to come up here now and remove this segment. And let's add in another one. But this time, instead of adding in one of the pre-built-in segments, let's create our new custom segment. So let's say for a business, you understand your target customer really well. You understand your target customer across the 4 segmentation tools. You can segment your demographic, or you can segment your customers by demographics, which are age, gender. You can also segment by geographics, like their location. You can segment by behavior, which is their tendencies. And then lastly, you can segment people based off of their psychographics, whether they're their political persuasions or their religious convictions or whatever. You can segment based off of those 4. Now, if you are a more established company and you know, for example, who your target customer is, you can go in and build it. So let's say our target customer is just going to be people under the age of 45. So I'll click on these, who are female, that live in New York City, for example. New York City. And for example, I can come over here to traffic to people who came from organic. As you can see here to the right-hand side, Google puts together that demographic here. That's from females in New York City under the age of 45 who came through organic sources. I'm going to come up here and then name this my target audience and hit save. Now, once I hit save, you can see how my target audience compares to all the users that are coming to the website. Again, this video is all about context. First, we went over the importance of using time to see as a comparison how I did compared to previous quarters or previous months. Then we talked a little bit about segments. And with segments, you want to compare all users to people who use or have a specific or who satisfy a specific criteria, like your target customer age or who made a purchase or who downloaded the paper, for example. The last thing I'm going to show you is how to use benchmarking. So I'm going to remove this segment here, and then let's come over to audience and let's come down here to benchmarking, and let's benchmark based on channels. What you see here up at the top, when you create benchmarks in Google Analytics, the first thing you want to do is pick the vertical. So this is Google Merchandise Store. Google Merchandise Store is a shopping website. It does e-commerce. So I'm going to type in shopping here, and I want all shopping. The next thing you want to do is you want to compare your website to people or other websites in the same region. So I'm going to compare this to other companies that are in the United States, all regions. And then the last thing you want to select is the number of sessions that you want to compare to, right? So if you're a website, you don't want to compare your website or benchmark it against a bigger brand that's bringing in thousands and thousands of sessions a day. You want to just compare it to somebody that's more in line with your space. So here I'm going to compare this Google Merchandise Store, not to other companies bringing in 100,000 plus a day. Let's go to the 10,000 to the 99,000 range. And as you can see, what this is showing you, compared to other companies that are engaged in e-commerce online in the United States, bringing in daily sessions between 10,000 and 99,999, here's how your website stacks up. When it comes to generating traffic from paid search, this website is underperforming by 97% compared to the other companies that fit within this cohort. So this allows you to understand how you're doing based off of everybody else in the space. That's called benchmarking. So again, just a quick recap on this video. We went over the 3 ways to add context. You never want to look at a number independent of a reference point. The first one was adding in a time value to compare between periods. Next, we talked about segments and the importance of comparing customers who meet a specific criteria versus all users. Then the last one is the importance of benchmarking. Really picking your vertical, really picking your region, and then the daily sessions and seeing how your website compares to others. That's all we have for today, and we'll go over a little bit more in class. Thank you. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.